to see in the stands that night. And we had a number of people who were just attending the game that night stand up and care for another person here like it was one of their own family. And so tonight we are here to honor some of these local heroes who sprung to action that night and helped save somebody's life. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and give everybody a big round of applause.
Thank you all. I'm going to read from this because I don't want to miss any of the details. I'm Matt Dillon, I'm the Martin, Jose, and many of you were probably here that I was at the crowd. And I was there with my family, and we saw the whole thing going on. Like many of you, everything looked great, and it comes out okay. And this is an amazing story. We're giving you a little bit of a preview of it. You'll see it in the media tomorrow. Last Saturday, a young mother of 4 experienced what began as an extreme life-threatening event has become an amazing story of how our wonderful city came together. This truly is a story of divine intervention. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Various caregivers of Parkland Health, including a physician, a cath lab technologist, and a nurse. A nursing educator happened to be here, observed residency at the university. The St. Joseph Fire Department first responders did an amazing job. Buchanan County EMS Ambulance Service was here. Member of the St. Joseph Police Department was here to help. And this is really cool. A family who possessed a personal AED device happened to be here with their son. They were able to use that. Also, Northland Regional Ambulance District employees, served bystanders, and great staff of the Mustangs to help us out. To honor and thank the efforts of so many in our community who sprang into action that night. It's really a heroic event the way they jumped into action. An AED device being donated permanently here at Philwell Stadium for the Mustangs. This is a collaborative effort between us, the department, the hospital, the city, the county, the fire department, EMS, everything. I want to make sure that this is here. So I want to thank everybody. Right now I have a special pleasure. I introduce the family of the young mother that is having the event.
Thank you. My name is Terry Betts. This is my son, Martin. Katie. My daughter Maggie is 4. She couldn't be here. And as you heard, our 4th child was born, and she's 2 weeks old. Right before this event happened. Sitting right up here. Just like yesterday. We're truly blessed to live in this community. People help that didn't have to, and because of it, my wife is alive, and we're there. But there's several people, like I said. I don't know if this gentleman down at the end, his family got enough credit. But Chandy Cathcart and his beautiful family was sitting right in front of us. From a dad's standpoint, they might have done the most important thing. That was they swooped the kids up, got them away. So I'd like to personally thank you. And again, this is about community, and he did coach my daughter's softball team 2 seasons prior, and happened to be sitting right in front of us with God's grace. Mr. Nick is our angel. Nick, along with Heather, Jennifer, they jumped right in. My wife had some only other night, but they didn't
fire department, police department, mayor that's here. I can't thank you guys enough. Mr. Corver and all the Mustangs that came out tonight. Ty for being here. We're extremely blessed. Thank you very much.
He's off duty, he's here that night, so we had the presentation on
On behalf of our department, City Fire Department, activities, AEDs, et cetera, et cetera.
What better way to end this right now? We're going to have Carter step up to the plate here. He's going to go tonight's ceremonial first pitch. His favorite player, Joe Corber. There's his baseball right up there. Come on, whenever. Whenever you're ready, throw a strike, buddy.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, for another night of Mustangs baseball and the first playoff game here at Phil Welch this season as the Mustangs take on the Sedalia Bombers who are coming to town. Mustangs traveled down to Sedalia for yesterday's game, game one of this playoff series. Ended up taking a loss in that one 5-3, so now they're heading back up here for game number 2. We'll see if the Mustangs can pull it out and have a Friday finish here at Phil Welch Stadium, but for now, we got the players on the field, and we're getting ready for actions. We'll roll through the Sedalia lineup for tonight. Leading off is number 1, Jared Perry. Batting second, number 7, Jess Cartner. Batting third, number 2, Trey Hare. Batting fourth, number 5, Tony Sandifer. Batting fifth, number 10, Alex B. Batting sixth is number 16, Hunter Leeper. Batting seventh, number 9, Jordan Day. Batting eighth, number 27, Jonathan Ramon. And batting ninth for the Bombers tonight is number 18, Shane Showers. We have a few more pitches tonight. Starter for the Mustangs is Jake Jones in this one. He's 3-1 on the season. They 1.32 ERA. He's got 34 strikeouts to just 8 walks in 5 games started this year. So a fantastic year for Jake Jones. He was a late arriver for the Mustangs as he came in, I believe, just around that first week of July, so about halfway through the season. He threw that no-hitter in his first game for the Mustangs, and we'll see what he can do here tonight as Jared Perry is stepping into the box. Go around the horn for the Mustangs real quick. In the outfield, we have Mike Sherburne, Kyle Richards, and Zach Johnson from left to right. Left side of the infield, we have Evan McDonald and Brandon Husky at shortstop. Right side, Lucas Powers and Joe Corpers at first. Tanner Lubach is behind the dish in this one. And as I said, Jake Jones on the mound as he dealt ball number 1 there to Perry. Deals low and in the dirt to bring it to a 2-0 count. There's strike number 1. So 2-1 count on the batter Perry now. See what Jones throws here. There's a high fly ball into left field, shallow left field. Sherburne moves in, makes the grab for the first out here in the inning. So with 1 away, they send up the first baseman for the Bombers, Jess Cartner, to the plate. Cartner steps in the box. Jones delivers here and deals just low, so ball number 1 on him. It's a ground ball right back up the middle into center field for the first hit of the game as Cartner stands on first now, and the second baseman for the Bombers, Trey Hare, comes to the plate. Hare watches ball number 1 go by, so 1-0 count on him. Still 1 away here, top half of the first. Jones taking a long look in here and just misses for ball number 2. 2-0 count on Hare. Hare deals outside, so 3-0 now. Excuse me, that was Jones that dealt. Hare's the batter. Whoops. 3-0 count on here, and now a strike hit in the outside corner. A good breaking ball by Jones. So 3-1, good hitting count for here, and we'll see what he can do with it as Jones checks on Cartner over at first base. There's one foul to bring it to a full count now on here. See what Jones does here. Takes a long look in. Runner takes off for second base. And that is a walk called by the umpire. So got runners on first and second now. Becoming a bit of a sticky situation for the Mustangs as the cleanup hitter for the Bombers comes up. Tony Sandifer now up to the plate. Sandifer's played in 29 games during the regular season for the Bombers. Ended up batting a 312, having a 312 batting average with 16 RBIs driven in. So definite threat with a runner in scoring position here, and we'll see what exactly he can do. Also played in last night's game, ended up going 1 for 3 with an RBI in that one as well. So puts him at 17 on the season. We'll see if he can get another one here. So he does have runners on first and second now. Just one away for the Mustangs. As Jones throws one in there for strike number 1. So 2-1 count on Sandifer. Jones delivers a nice breaking ball in there for strike number 2 to even it at 2s here. We'll see if Sandifer chokes up on the bat and drives one out there. We'll see if the Mustangs can get out of this jam. Runners bounce around on a high chopper to the third base side and turns. 2 on the play, no, safe at first, but the runner is out at second base as hair was thrown out by McDonald, who came charging on that. So we have first and third for the Bombers now. A fielder's choice that Sandifer just hit into, with the catcher Alex B coming to the plate. You watch as strike number 1 go by. B played in last night's game, ended up going 2 for 4 in that one with a run scored as well, but his 2 outs were both strikeouts, so susceptible to that here as we have a good strikeout pitcher in Jones, and he throws number 2 go across the plate. As I said earlier, Jones with 34 strikeouts on the season. We'll see if he can pick up number 35 here. Runner takes off for second base, and the throw down. Husky grabs it, throws back to Lubach, and not in time as Lubach drops the ball. So the first run of the game comes across the plate as Cartner comes in to score from third on that one. That moves another runner into scoring position as Sandifer safe at second base. Very unfortunate play for the Mustangs. They tried to throw out Sandifer running from first to second. Husky grabs it covering the bag, and they see Cartner takeoff from third, so he throws on back home, but the throw just a bit low. Lubach not able to handle it as Cartner slides in there for run number 1. So the Bombers take a 1-0 lead here early in the game as Jones throws ball number 1. So a 1-2 count now on the hitter B. Jones delivers, and a foul ball by B over the left field side, so keeps it at a 1-2 count, or 2-2 count, excuse me. So 2-2 count on B, 2 away here in the top half of the first as Jones takes a long look at the runner on second base, deals low for ball number 3, so a full count now. Jones with 1 walk already in this inning. We'll see what he's able to do here. Only 8 walks on the season, 9 if you include the one this inning, so he usually shies away from the walks, but there's a little fly ball right over Husky's head into left center field. Runner coming around from second base on into with no throw into home to score the second run here of the inning for the Bombers. On a single there by B. Just a soft line drive over Husky's head into left center field there. Sherburne and Richards not able to converge soon enough to make a throw on Sandifer coming in to score. So a 2-0 lead now for the Bombers. As the left fielder Hunter Leeper now comes up to the plate. Leeper watches strike number 1 go by. Leeper was a part of last night's contest as this lineup seems to look a lot, I believe it's exactly the same as last night's lineup. And here in this one is Leeper skies one, stays on the infield. McDonald moves over, makes the grab for the final out here in the inning, but the Bomber is able to score 2 here in the top of the first, and they are up 2-0 as we head to the home half of the inning. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head to the bottom half of the first inning here. Mustangs coming up to bat, down 2-0 already, as Sedalia played a 2 in the top half of this inning. The Mustangs sending up second baseman Lucas Powers to the plate. After him, it goes Kyle Richards, Trent Hill in the 3-hole, Joe Corper batting cleanup. Tanner Lubach batting 5th. Mike Sherburne batting 6th. Brandon Husky in the 7-hole. Zach Johnson 8th. And rounding out the lineup tonight is Evan McDonald batting 9th. See what Lucas Powers can do. He played in 32 games so far this year, or during the regular season. Batted .221 for the Mustangs and had 18 RBIs. Excuse me, 5 RBIs. That's 18 walks. So 16 hits, 18 walks. Definitely somebody you want to see at the top of the lineup, as he's someone that can get on base. Maybe a little speed there. He does have 5 stolen bases on the year, so we could see him have a chance to get on here and make something happen, as the Mustangs starting from a deficit early in this game. But now we have a 0-2 count on Powers, as Perez deals in the dirt for ball number 1. Around the diamond for these Bombers here, we have Hunter Leeper in left, Jared Perry in center. Right field, we have Jordan Day. Left side of the infield, we have Tony Sandifer at third. Perez deals inside for a 2-2 count. Shane Showers is at short. Right side, Trey Hare at second. Jess Kartner is at first. Behind the dish tonight is Alex B. As there's a line drive in right field, Day moves over, makes the grab for the first out here in the inning. And that brings up the center fielder, Kyle Richards, to the plate. Go back around the diamond real quick. It's Leeper, Perry, Day in the outfield, Sandifer and Showers on the left side of the infield, Hare and Kartner on the right side, B behind the plate, and on the mound for the Bombers in this one is Sam Perez. Perez has a 4-2 record in the regular season, 2.71 ERA with 47 strikeouts to just 10 walks on the season. It's definitely a commanding strikeout pitcher. We'll see what kind of stuff he throws tonight, as he deals another strike here to start off the second batter in a row with an 0-1 count. So Hernandez deals a nice curveball in there for strike number 2. So this is 2 batters in a row to an 0-2 count, so not looking good for the Mustangs so far. It's going to take a little getting used to see some of Perez's stuff here tonight. Maybe a couple innings of work before they get the bats rolling a little bit, but we'll find out what happens as Perez deals in the dirt, bounces away from B and back to the play, or back to the netting here. So 1-2 count on Richards. Richards played in 33 games in the regular season, went 21 for 97 for a .216 average with 12 RBIs. There is a swinging strike 3. Ball gets away from B, but he throws on down to Kartner in time to maintain that strikeout. So that's 2 up, 2 down for the Mustangs as the designated hitter Trent Hill comes up to the plate. Hill was a late arrival for the Mustangs. He only played in 18 games this year, so he came in right around the same time that Jones did, around that first week of July, so just about halfway through the season. Ended up going 19 for 68 for a .279 average. So became one of the better Mustangs hitters this season, in just that half season he's played so far. And someone that can also do it everywhere around the diamond, as he has played first a little bit for the Mustangs. He's been a designated hitter, and he's thrown, I believe, in 2 games so far this year. So he watches another one go by to bring it to a 3-1 count. He skies one down the left field line, ends up going foul there. So brings it to a full count now with 2 away here, and we'll see if Hill can keep this inning alive for the Mustangs. As Perez deals a ground ball over to the right side. Second baseman grabs it on over to Kartner for the final out here in the inning. So Mustangs go down 1-2-3, and we'll head to the top of the second with the Bombers up 2-0. Back with you here at Phil Welch Stadium as we head into the second inning here with the right fielder Jordan Day leading things off for the Bombers. So I said this lineup the exact same as their one they threw out there in game one. Obviously it worked for them in that one as they took home a win 5-3 against the St. Joe squad last night. Day grounds one right back up off the mound and into center field past Husky's glove there. So a single to lead off the second inning here for Day. Now the designated hitter, Jonathan Ramon, now coming up to the plate. Ramon went 0 for 3 in last night's game, but did have an RBI, so I'm going to assume that means that he walked in a run. A bases loaded situation for the Bombers last night, so we'll see what Jones can do against him here. So he looks to lay down a bunt, just goes into foul territory for strike number 1. It's an 0-1 count on Ramon. Good bunt up the first base line. Corper grabs it and tags him out for out number 1, but Day advances to second base safely on the play. So another runner in scoring position for the Bombers. This is 2 innings in a row and a bit of rough play from the Mustangs to get things going here in game number 2. So the shortstop Shane Showers up to the plate now. As Jones deals ball number 1 in there. You gotta love the alliteration in this matchup as we have Jake Jones against Shane Showers. So that's gonna be fun to say all night. As Showers fouls one down the third base line, bringing it to a 1-1 count. Jones deals strike number 1 in there, so 1-2 count as Showers lines one into left field. Sherburne moves in, picks it up, and throws it on into the infield. So runners on the corners with 1 away here. Good piece of hitting by Showers. He just waited back for his pitch and drove it into left field there. So I said runners on the corners. We head to the top of the lineup for the Bombers with Jared Perry coming up to the plate. Perry 0 for 1 on the night. So he flew out to Sherburne in left field to start the game for the Bombers. There's a bunt down the first base line. A little safety squeeze action there. As the runner from third, Day, comes on home to score the 3rd run of this game for the Bombers. Perry was tagged out on his way to first base there, so 2 away now. The runner on first, Showers, was able to advance on the play, but a good small ball kind of move for the Bombers there. It's a bit of a safety squeeze, a hard bunt down the first base line to bring in that run from third. So 3-0 Bombers over the Mustangs right now as Jess Cartner is at the plate, watches strike number 1 go by. Jones delivers, and a little chopper down the first base line goes foul, so an 0-2 count on Cartner. So 0-2 on Cartner here, 2 away. Bombers up 3-0 as they plated 1 already in this inning. They have a runner in scoring position right now, so we'll see if Jones can do something here as he deals outside to bring it to a 1-2 count. Jones still seeking that first strikeout of the night. So maybe that comes with Cartner's at bat here. And no, it does not. There's a liner into left field, or I guess left center field. As Richards moves over, makes the grab for the final out here in the inning. But as I said, the Bombers play one here in the top of the second. They've scored in the first 2 innings here to bring it to a 3-0 game as we head to the home half of the second. Back with you here as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Mustangs down 3-0 in this one so far. They went down in order in the first inning. Joe Corper looks to change that here as he steps into the box against Perez. He watches ball number 2 go by, so 2-0 count on Corper. We'll see what he can do here. Calls time before that pitch, so it doesn't count. As Perez deals strike number 1 in there, so a 2-1 count on Corper. Corper batted just a point under 300 this year, and he would get above that now as he drives into left field, round first base with a hard round, but not going. So Corper stays on first for the Mustangs' first base hit of this game. Puts the leadoff runner on as Tanner Lubach, the catcher, comes up to the plate. Lubach grounds one to the shortstop and on over to second for the first part of a double play, but not in time to first base. So it takes a hard hop on Cartner. So Corper out at second base. Lubach safe at first. The fielder's choice there. So one away for the Mustangs here as Mike Sherburne comes up to the plate. Sherburne batted in 38 games this year, went 40 for 135 for a 296 average. Ended up with 25 RBIs in the season. He's tied for the second most, so we'll see if Lubach can't move over and put himself in scoring position, and Sherburne can't drive home the first run of this game for the Mustangs, but he sits on an 0-1 count right now. As Perez deals low there for ball number 1, so a 1-1 count. We'll see what Sherburne can do against him here. As Perez deals over off the roof here of the stadium. So 1-2 count on Sherburne. Still one away here, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. There's a ground ball off the third base bag. Runners stay put there as Lubach advances over to second base, and Sherburne safe at first on a nice single there. Ended up being just in fair territory as it obviously bounced off the bag. We'll see what the Mustangs can do here as we have just one away with 2 on now. And Brandon Husky stepping up to the plate. Husky batted in 38 games for the Mustangs and went for a .223 average with 12 RBIs on the season. So looking for that 13th one as Lubach stands on second base and Husky fouls one off to the rooftops here for an 0-1 count. Perez looks in for the sign here as he sets to deliver. Just missing there for ball number 1. Fastball just missing the outside corner, so a 1-1 count. Still one away here for Perez, or for the Mustangs. So what he can do is he deals way outside there. Brings it to a 2-1 count, still one away. As Perez looks in for the sign, set to deliver here. He deals high and outside, so a 3-1 count, still one away. Husky just one ball away from taking his 19th base on ball of the season and loading the bases here with one away. So hopefully he stays true there. And low is the call, so ball number 4. Husky jogs on down to load the bases here for Brandon Husky coming up to the plate. Johnson batting .222 on the season, but definitely gets those clutch hits, it seems like, because he does have 21 RBIs. He's got 21 RBIs on the season. He's got at least 2 sitting out there right now as they have 2 in scoring position with the bases loaded here. We'll see what he can do against Perez. Perez deals curveball just in there for strike number 1. So an 0-1 count on Johnson. See what Perez does here is he hits Johnson on the left arm. Johnson takes his base, and that gets him his 22nd RBI of the season as Lubach comes on in to score the first run of the game for the Mustangs. The bases stay loaded with one away here. The third baseman, Evan McDonald, now coming up to the plate. McDonald batting 167 on the season as we have a mound visit here for Perez. Try and calm him down from this jam. So quick mound visit there, and we'll see what Perez does after that as that hits. That ended up being a little bit inside there. So ball number 1 on McDonald for a 1-0 count. Still one away here in the bottom of the second. Mustangs still with the bases loaded situation they're in right now. Definitely a good one to be in, as Perez seems to have found a wild streak here. He hit the last batter, Johnson, thrown 2 balls in a row now, so a 2-0 count on McDonald. 3-0 on McDonald now, as the crowd enjoys that for sure. Perez deals hitting the outside corner, a good fastball, so strike number 1. A 3-1 count on McDonald. There was another one in there, so a full count on McDonald now. He looks to avoid being the second out of this inning, especially in a bases loaded situation. Definitely going to be swinging at this one, as there it is, a ground ball over the right side. Hare picks it up, over to shortstop, and safe at first base is the call, as the Mustangs played another one here with Sherburne coming in to score. Husky advanced to third. Johnson thrown out at second base on that Hare to Showers play there, but McDonald safe at first by about a half a step down there, so a good call. Fielder's choice RBI for McDonald. Mustangs' second run of this game as they close the gap to just 1 run now. At the top of the lineup coming up with Lucas Powers at the plate. As Perez throws one in there for strike number 1, so an 0-1 count on Powers. Powers 0 for 1 on the night as he flew out to the right fielder Day back to lead off the game for the Mustangs. As Perez deals low there, brings it to a 1-1 count. As Perez deals a big curveball, just hitting in there. He brings it to a 1-2 count on Powers. Still 2 away here, and we'll see if Powers chokes up a little bit and knocks this out there for a single to drive in the tying run with Husky standing on third base. He hits one through the hole into the right field. And Husky comes in to score as looks like Evan McDonald comes first to third on the play. And that single by Lucas Powers knocked it into right field. So we got first and third now for the Mustangs in a tie ball game. And a good single there by Powers. Ended up driving it into right field there as the second baseman Hare tried to cover the bag with McDonald stealing. So very fortunate placement as the Mustangs tie up the game here in the bottom half of the second. Kyle Richards at the plate now, sits on an 0-1 count after a swing and a miss there. He struck out in his first plate appearance. We'll see if he can avenge that as the pitcher Perez checks on Powers, but back in time is Powers. So we keep this inning rolling here. See if the Mustangs can keep it going. Powers takes off for second base. A ground ball over to the third baseman on over to Cartner at first for the final out here in the inning. But the Mustangs able to plate 3 runs here and tie it up in the bottom half of the second. So we'll head to the third inning, knotted up at 3s as Sedalia comes to the plate. Back with you here as we head to the third inning, a 3-3 tie. Mustangs played at 3 in the bottom half of the second to tie up the game. Now the Bombers coming up to the plate with Trey Hare, the second baseman, stepping in now. Hare has had one plate appearance back in the first inning, ended up having a walk in that one, thrown out at second base on a play by McDonald there, and ends up grounded over to the second baseman, Powers, on over to Corporate first for the first out here in the inning. That brings up the third baseman, Tony Sandifer, to the plate. Sandifer was the second run of the game for the Bombers as he was driven in on an Alex B. single. See what he does here as he steps into the box. Watches ball number 1 go by, so 1-0 count on him now. Big fastball there from Jones in there for strike number 1, so a 1-1 count. Low and in the dirt there to bring it to a 2-1 count now. Jones just misses there to bring it to a full count now at 3-2, still 1 away. See what he does against Sandifer here, and he just misses on the inside for ball number 4 as Sandifer jogs on down. That brings up the catcher, Alex B., to the plate. B 1 for 1 on the night. He had a single in the first inning, ended up driving in Sandifer to score. Good double play opportunity for the Mustangs here. So you hope Jones keeps it down in the zone, ends up inducing that ground ball to start a double play here, but checks on Sandifer first, but back in time, and now strike number 1 in there. So an 0-1 count on B. Delivers just outside there, so a 1-1 count now. Jones does here as he hits the outside corner for strike number 2, so 1-2 count. So a swing and a miss from B sets him down on strikes. Jones is first of the game. That brings up the left fielder Hunter Leeper to the plate. Leeper 0 for 1 on the night. He flew out to McDonald just off the infield dirt, on the infield grass actually. So a high, shallow fly ball. As we get Taco Chance rolling, as he is Taco Bell K-Man of the night. So if he strikes out, 100 lucky fans win tacos, free tacos from Taco Bell. So we'll see if Jones can deliver on a lot of fans' favorite part of this game. So he checks on the runner at first base, but back in time is Sandifer. Hasn't thrown a pitch in to Leeper yet. Steals inside there, so a strike number 1 to an 0-1 count. Jones delivers in a high fly ball. goes into foul territory off the roof here of the stadium. So an 0-2 count. We'll see if Jones can deliver those tacos here and strike out Leaper. See what Jones throws here. Deals in a check swing. It did not go around, says the first base umpire. So ball number 1. So 1-2 count on Leaper. See what Jones does here. As he checks on Sandifer at first base, but back in time, so no damage done there. So a 1-2 count. He delivers a ground ball down the left-hand side. Ends up trickling just into foul territory to keep it at a 1-2 count. Jones checks on Sandifer again. Seems like he's a little worried about Sandifer over there at first base. So he is taking a big lead. A line drive down the left-hand side goes foul just past the horse corral out there in left field.
Oh, it was close.
He deals it in the dirt. A check swing there from Leaper, so a 2-2 count on him. The ground ball down the left-hand side goes foul, so keeps it at a 2-2 count. Still 2 away here, top of the third, in a 3-3 ball game right now. There's a line drive into center field. Richards moves back, makes the grab for the final out here in the inning. So the Bombers strand one here in the top of the third. We'll head to the home half of the inning in a 3-3 tie. Back with you as we head to the home half of the third. Trent Hill coming to the plate for the Mustangs. He fouls one off there. Hill 0 for 1 on the night as he grounded out to the second baseman Hare in the first inning. See what he can do against Perez as Perez deals ball number 1 outside. A good curveball just missing there. So 1-1 count on Hill. Deals outside to a 2-1 count. So we'll see if Hill can work the count here. He swings on that one, a fly ball into left field. Leaper grabs it for the first out here in the inning. That brings up the man that started it all back in the second inning. Joe Corper to the plate, had a single to lead off that one. Although he got thrown out at second base for the first out. He really kind of started the Mustangs on a positive note with that single. They ended up scoring 3 and tying the game in that one, so we'll see exactly what he can do here with just one away. As Perez deals outside for ball number 2, so a 2-0 count on Corper. As deals a line drive into left center field all the way back to the wall. Corper rounding first, heading to second base. The center fielder grabs it. Corper thought about going to third base, took a hard round around second, but ended up staying put there. So a double here for Corper, with just one away, and that brings up the catcher Tanner Lubach to the plate. Lubach grounded into that fielder's choice that Corper got thrown out at second base on in the second inning, but ended up coming around to score the first run of the game for the Mustangs. We'll see if he can drive in the fourth run of the game and give the Mustangs the lead here in the third inning. So he fouls one back to the netting. Lubach was a late arrival to this Mustang squad as he came in, I believe it was Friday when he came in. Ended up in that one getting a game-winning hit in game number 1, his first appearance for the Mustangs here this year. So we'll see what he can do against Perez, and just, this is his first week with the team, and we're already at the playoffs here. So he drives one deep into left field, over the left fielder's head, all the way back to the wall. Oh, just caught at the wall by Leaper there, as that was a foot from being a 2-run shot here for Lubach, but it ends up just being a long out. So he just ended up being a long out number 2 there for the Bombers. And that keeps Corper on second base with Mike Sherburne coming up to the plate. Sherburne watches ball number 2 in there, so 2-0 count on him. Sherburne 1 for 1 on the night. Had a single in the second inning, ended up coming around to score the second run of the game. We'll see what he can do here as Corper stands out there on second base. Line drive over to the second baseman. He botches it, still picks it up, and in time is the throw, as the second baseman, Trey Hare, ends up bouncing it off his shoulder, but in time to first base for the final out here in the third. So the Mustangs strand Corper on second base, and we head to the fourth inning in a 3-3 tie. Back with you here in the fourth inning as the Bombers come to bat with Jordan Day, the right fielder, stepping in. Lines one into center field on the first pitch swinging, and a single here for Day to lead off the fourth inning for the Bombers. That's his second hit of this ball game. He ended up coming around to score his last time reaching base. He was the third run of the game for the Bombers, and now Jonathan Ramon comes up to the plate. We'll see if they look to do a little bit of what they did in the second inning. It's starting out the same way. Day gets a single. Ramon was the one to bunt, as he shows that now. Bunts it, but pops it up down the first base line and into foul territory. Falls in there for strike number one. So it looks like they're playing this the same way they did the second inning. As I said, with that single that Day led off with back in the second inning, and Ramon ended up bunting him over to second base. We'll see, as he does show bunt before the pitch is even thrown there. But Jones checked on Day at first base. But Day back in time, so a 0-1 count still here on Ramon. He bunts one down the first base line, goes foul there. So an 0-2 count, as you can expect him not to bunt anymore. At least what I would anticipate.
No, you don't know. You just don't.
I guess you really don't know, but if he bunts another one like he bunted the last two, that's a strikeout. So the Mustangs would be happy with that. Wouldn't we all be, Chris?
I got juice.
As Jones deals outside there, a big sweeping curveball for ball number one. Another one in the dirt brings it to a 2-2 count. Jones takes a long look in there for the sign, set to deliver here, and a fly ball down the first base side into the concourse area, actually off the clubhouse there, to keep it at a 2-2 count here. Jones takes a look in for his sign, and Day takes a big lead, and Jones hits him on the square of the back there. Most unfortunate is he did have a 2-2 count, so just one pitch away from a strikeout. Ends up hitting him to put runners on first and second now with the shortstop Shane Showers coming up to the plate. Showers 1 for 1 on the night as he singled back in the second inning. We'll see what he does here. We have runners on first and second. Showers looks to bunt there, pulls it back, but still called strike number one, so 0-1 count on Showers. Showers looks to bunt again, lays it down right back to the pitcher. Jones hops off, able to make the out at third, but not in time to first, but able to get the lead runner there as Jones hops quickly off the mound. A good springing action as he jumps off on that bunt and able to get the lead runner, Jordan Day, running over to third base. So one away here, still runners on first and second. So we head back to the top of the lineup with Jared Perry coming up to the plate. Perry is 0 for 1 on the night, has an RBI as he did have that little safety squeeze, kind of sack bunt to drive in Jordan Day back in the second inning for the third run of the game. So we'll see what he looks to do here. There was a swing and a miss there for strike number one, so an 0-1 count on Perry. Jones takes a long look in there for a sign as he comes set to deliver here. Perry lays down a bunt right back to the pitcher. Jones scoops it up on over to first base for the second out in the inning. But the runners advance to second and third, so two in scoring position now for the Bombers as Jess Cartner comes up to the plate. Cartner 1 for 2 on the night. Got a single and a fly out to center field, and we'll see what Kyle Jackson, the Mustangs pitching coach, is coming out to talk to Jake Jones about. We have a quick mound visit going on. There's got to be something about calming Jones down maybe, or maybe changing up a couple signs here as none of the other players are really in on it. Just the catcher, the pitching coach, and the pitcher for this mound visit. So pitching coach Kyle Jackson comes off the field as we're ready for action here again. Jones deals low, but Cartner fouls it off for strike number 1, so an 0-1 count. So Jones deals, and another foul ball by Cartner for strike number 2, so an 0-2 count. As I said, Cartner 1 for 2 on the night, has a single and a fly out to center field. We'll see exactly what happens here as he deals. Jones deals, and what looked like a strike from up here, apparently not to the umpire, as he calls that one a ball. So a 1-2 count on Cartner.
Let's riot.
As Cartner fouls off another one to keep it at a 1-2 count. There's ball number 2, so 2-2 count as Jones deals outside on a curveball for ball number 3. A 3-2 count on Cartner. We'll see what he does here with runners on second and third. A 3-3 tie for the game here. Ground ball right back up the middle, and Husky grabs it on over to Corporate first for the final out here in the inning. So the Mustangs able to strand 2 against the Bombers here. And we head to the bottom half of the fourth in a 3-3 tie. Back with you here as we head to the home half of the fourth inning and a 3-3 tie here. Bombers against Mustangs as Husky grounds one right back up the middle. The second baseman Hare able to handle it on the backhand. On over to Cartner at first for the first out here in the inning. A quick out here as we have one pitch, one out. And the right fielder, Zach Johnson, coming up to the plate. Perez deals in the dirt there for ball number one, so 1-0 count. Johnson, one plate appearance on the night. He was hit by a pitch. So he grounds one over to the third baseman, on over to Cartner at first for the second out here in the inning. As we have two quick outs for the Mustangs here, just 3 pitches from Perez and 2 outs for the Mustangs. That brings up the third baseman, Evan McDonald, to the plate. McDonald 0 for 1 on the night. He grounded into a fielder's choice in the second inning. Fouls one off the roof here for strike number 1.
Ain't getting that ball back. Nope.
So 1-1 count on McDonald, and we'll see what he can do against Perez. He lines one down the first base side into the concourse area for strike number 2, so 1-2 count. Still 2 away, a 3-3 tie here for the Bombers and the Mustangs. See what we can do as there's a ground ball down the first base line, goes foul. Keeps it at a 1-2 count. Perez deals high there, so a 2-2 count. McDonald lines one into right center field for a single here, his first hit of this ball game. So with 2 away, we have runner on first base, and we head back to the top of the lineup with Lucas Powers coming up to the plate. Powers watches strike number 1 on a fastball low there, so an 0-1 count on him. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Got a single and an RBI back in the second inning. See what he can do here with McDonald standing on first base as he watches strike number 2 go by, hitting the outside corner, so an 0-2 count. As Perez checks on McDonald over there at first base, but back in time is McDonald, so keeps it an 0-2 count, still 2 away in this 3-3 tie. Powers skies one down the first base line into foul territory and off the clubhouse down there to keep it at a 2-2 count. 0-2 count, excuse me. So 0-2, 2 away. Runner on first as Perez checks on him. But back in time is McDonald. The ground ball right back up the middle. Shortstop moves in, makes a grab just in front of second base, and over to Cartner at first for the final out here in the inning. So the Mustangs strand one as we head to the fifth inning, a 3-3 tie. Back with you here is Bill Welch Stadium as we head to the fifth inning, a 3-3 tie between the Mustangs and the Bombers here. Bombers send up second baseman Trey Hare to the plate. He is 0 for 1 on the night. Reached base on a walk in the first inning and grounded out to the second baseman Lucas Powers to lead off the third inning. We'll see what Jones can do against him here as Jones deals outside for ball number 1, so a 1-0 count. There's a line drive into right field. Johnson moving in, falls just in front of him for a base hit there from Hare. That brings up Tony Sandifer, the third baseman, to the plate. Sandifer 0 for 1, reached base in both his plate appearances actually. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning, ended up reaching on a walk in the third inning. We'll see what Jones can do against him here as Jones took a little look over there at first base and set to deliver here. Sandifer drops a bunt down just past the mound, and McDonald came charging in to grab it and throw it over to first base for the first out in the inning here, but Hare moves over to second on the play. That brings up the catcher Alex B to the plate. B 1 for 2 so far in this one. Has an RBI single back in the first. Ended up striking out looking in the third inning. See what we can do as we have the Bombers have a runner in scoring position right now. They 1-0 count on B, so we'll see Jones can do against him. There's a line drive right back up the middle, falls just in front of Richards, and held up at third base is Hare. Seemed like that was one they could have sent him on, but decided not to, as that puts runners on the corners now. And just one away here as the left fielder Hunter Leeper comes up to the plate. It's quite surprised that they held up Hare on that one, as that seemed like something that they definitely could have scored on, but better off for the Mustangs as we have now runners on the corners. A runner on the corners for the Mustangs instead of one run coming across the plate. And a mighty mound visit here for the Mustangs. There is someone warming up for the bullpen, and I've just been told by cameraman Chris Roush that it's John Pomato out there. Usually when we see manager Matt Johnson go out, that means the pitcher is being pulled from the game. Have seen it a couple times where the pitcher has stayed in, so we'll see just what happens here. I feel like I'd be surprised to see Jones come out of the game. He's pitched so well so far this season. As I said, a 3-1 record, 1.32 ERA. But tonight, thrown just 4 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, and just 1 strikeout for Jones. So we'll see what he can do as he is left in the game. It's like John Pomato stays warming up out there in the bullpen. So I said Hunter Leeper coming up to the plate. Runners on the corners for the Bombers. This 3-3 tie. Still 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Leeper 0 for 2 on the night as he does have a couple flyouts in this one. We'll see if Jones can induce a ground ball double play here. Leeper looks to bunt. He bunts it right back to Jones, the pitcher. Throws it over there and down to home and safe at home as Hare comes in to score. Jones throws over to first base to get Leeper running over there and able to get the second out of the inning. But as soon as Jones released that ball, Hare came charging in from third base. Powers was late covering the bag, so that ended up costing the Mustangs a bit of a run here. A bit of time on trying to get the runner out at home, Leeper out at home. So Hare comes in to score. Leeper out at first base. 2 away here for the Mustangs. And Jordan Day, the right fielder, coming up to the plate. All that commotion, Alex B. ended up advancing to second base, so still a runner in scoring position for the Bombers. They take the lead 4-3 in this one. We'll see how Day fares here. He's 2 for 2 on the night. So Mustangs have yet to retire him through 4 2/3. We'll see if Jones can do that here on this 2-0, now 3-0 count. Jones delivers outside for ball number 4. A 4-pitch walk from Jones as Day jogs on down to first, and that brings up the designated hitter Jonathan Ramon to the plate. Ramon 0 for 1 on the night. He reached base hit by a pitch, but right now it looks like Jake Jones's day is done as this is another mound meeting for manager Matt Johnson. So Jones is out of this ball game, and we'll have the replacement pitcher coming in just a second. We'll get his name as we take a short break. The Bombers up 4-3. Back with you here as we have a new pitcher for the Mustangs. Jake Jones is done. He went 4 2/3, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and just 1 strikeout. He is responsible for the runners on first and second right now. John Pomato comes into the game for the Mustangs. We'll see what he can do against the batter, Jonathan Ramon, the designated hitter for the Bombers, as Ramon fouls one to bring it to a 1-2 count. Motto 1-1 on the season. He's thrown 12 1/3 inning, has 15 strikeouts to just 6 walks, 13 games and a 2.91 ERA. So he's been fantastic coming in relief for the Mustangs so far this year, because we expect more of that. And he deals to a 1-2 count. We'll see exactly what he can do as Ramon stands in the box on 1-2 count. Pomato set to deliver. Deals outside, brings it to a 2-2 count. So 2-2 count on Ramon. A big curveball in there from Pomato for strike number 3. The final out in the inning. Then the Bombers strand 2, but they end up plating 1 as they take the lead 4-3 over the Mustangs. So we head to the home half of the 5th. Back here at Phil Welch Stadium as we head to the bottom half of the 5th, a 4-3 ball game. Bombers in the lead after they plated 1 in the top half of this inning. Mustangs sending up Kyle Richards, the center fielder, to the plate. Lays down a bunt down the left field or the third base line. I know. It sounds a little better when you say third base as opposed to left field on a bunt. I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you very much. So he tries to lay down a bunt down the third base line, but it goes foul for strike number 1. As Perez deals just outside, brings it to a 1-1 count. As Richards watches strike number 2 go by to bring it to a 1-2 count. See what Richards can do. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. They strike out and they ground out here tonight. There is another strikeout from Richards on a swing and a miss. for strike number 3. So 1 up, 1 down as the designated hitter for the Mustangs, Trent Hill, comes up to the plate. Hill 0 for 2 so far in this one, a ground out and a fly out. The first and third innings, respectively. Watches strike number 1 go by, so an 0-1 count. A swing and a miss, a big swing from Hill as he looked to drive that one deep into right field, it seemed like. Fortunately, did not make contact at all, so an 0-2 count. He watches ball 1 go by, so a 1-2 count as the Mustangs looking at some form of offense here to try and tie up this game. They fell down in the top of the inning to a 1 run put up by the Bombers. So we'll see if the Mustangs are able to do anything. Hill lines one to shortstop. The shortstop knocks it down, unable to make the catch, so Hill safe at first. The shortstop kind of, I'm trying to describe what he did. I really don't know how to. It's kind of a leap, I guess. A jiu-jitsu move? Is that what Chris Roush? Okay, Chris, you're calling it a jiu-jitsu move. All right. You saying it's not right, but that's what we'll call it. All right. So a jiu-jitsu move by the shortstop Showers. He's able to knock it down but not make a grab. So Trent Hill stands on first base as the first baseman Joe Corper comes up to the plate. Imagine I'm going to go with that's a hit on that one, not an error by the shortstop. We'll call it a singles. There's a swing and a miss from Corper for strike number 1, so a 1-1 count on him. Corper 2 for 2 on the night. He's half the way to the cycle so far in this one. He's got a single and a double. We'll see if he can get one of the other legs here, preferably a home run, so the Mustangs take the lead in this one. Corper bomb would be his first of the season, I believe. As Corper watches ball number 2 go by to bring it to a 2-2 count. See if Corper can't put a charge into one as he drives one through the hole between third and short on a diving Showers. And ends up on first with a single to put 2 on, just 1 away here for the Mustangs. And Tanner Lubach, the catcher, coming up to the plate. You hope he hits one just like he did back in the 4th inning. Excuse me, the 3rd inning, only a foot further, because he hit it in that inning. It seemed like it was right at the wall. Kind of just hit an invisible wall and just fell down to the left fielder. So you can imagine the frustration that Lubach was feeling after that one. But hopefully he does something similar to it here as Perez knocks off the catcher's helmet, and they're both runners advance to second and third. So 2 in scoring position now, just 1 away for the Mustangs. That one, I'm sure, hurt the catcher B back there. That was a bit of a curveball, it seemed like. He had no idea what was going on and ended up knocking off his helmet and back to the backstop. So both the runners advance. And a 1-0 count here on Lubach as B's taking a little bit of time here, going out and talking to Perez on the mound. So back and ready for action as Perez set to deliver here. A swing and a miss from Lubach for strike number 1. So 1-1 count on Lubach. Mustangs have been in this position many times this year and come up well short of scoring any runs. So See if they can change their fate here, as there's another swing and a miss by Lubach to bring it to a 1-2 count. If anybody can do it on this Mustang squad, I'm going to put my money on Lubach, because he did have that game-winning single. He drove it all the way to left center field wall, so should have been a double, but game-winning single. His first at bat as he drives one through the hole between first and second into right field. That puts Hill in from third base. Corper now on there. The Mustangs tie up this game at 4s. A good RBI single there by Lubach. So this game knotted up at 4s now, as that puts runners on the corners for Mike Sherburne coming to the plate. Perez deals, and a fly ball from Sherburne goes foul. Knocks off the roof here, so 0-1 counted him. Chris Rausch coming alive a little bit here in the box, so maybe we'll get a few more comments from him. He claims to have a sinus infection. I don't believe it.
Me neither.
He's just trying to get out of work when the Mustangs win tonight. Sherburne watches ball number 1 inside, so a 1-1 count. Still runners on the corners, 1 across the plate already for Mustangs here in the 5th. Let's see what Perez does as Sherburne fouls it back to the netting.
The net was in the way.
So that ball brings it to a 2-2 count on Sherburne. Still 1 away. You gotta hope for him not to ground into the ending double play, but he checked his swing. We'll see if they appeal down to first base. The umpire behind the plate automatically called him out, says no appeals. Manager Matt Johnson not happy at all, as he is barking at the home plate umpire right now, and we'll see if anything results from this. Johnson's been thrown out at least once this year after arguing with the umpires in one instance, so we'll see if anything comes from this. Nothing as of right now, but Sherburne still out for out number 2 as he struck out swinging there, and that brings up the shortstop Brandon Husky to the plate. Husky 0 for 1 on the night, reached base with a walk. Back in the 2nd inning, now reaches base again after getting hit in the leg by that pitch. So that loads the bases for the Mustangs here. Still 2 away, and the right fielder Zach Johnson coming to the plate. Johnson was in this situation back in the 2nd inning. Ended up getting hit by the pitch, so he drove in a run just by taking one on the arm. So we'll see if he can't do that again. The Mustangs take their first lead of this ball game. But as of right now, we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because there's a mound visit here from the Bombers. As Craig McAndrews, the assistant coach, goes out to talk to Perez. Try and calm him down a little bit. So Zach Johnson steps into the box here for that quick mound visit from the Bombers, and we'll see if that calms Perez down, as he does throw a good breaking ball in there for strike number one. So an 0-1 count, 2 away here for the Mustangs. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. You never know how this is going to play out. The Mustangs have been in this situation as well plenty of times this year and not have anything to show for it. So we'll see if they can actually put something on the board, take their first lead of this ball game, as there's ball number one to bring it to a 1-1 count. So 1-1 on Johnson. As Perez deals just outside, brings it to a 2-1 count. See what Perez does. He deals a fastball and a line drive into center field. Center fielder moves back and makes the grab, a little over the shoulder catch by the center fielder Jared Perry out there for the final out in the inning. So the Mustangs leave the bases loaded, but they were able to plate one earlier in the inning. So we take a 4-4 tie into the sixth inning. The Bombers coming to the plate. Back here, Phil Welch, bottom of the lineup. Shane Showers comes to the plate, grounds one to Husky at shortstop. Husky bobbles it there at short, so not in time as the throw, as Showers safe at first to put the leadoff man on for the Bombers here. And we head to the top of the lineup with Jared Perry coming to the plate. Perry 0 for 1 on the night with an RBI as he bunted home a run, the little safety squeeze in the second inning. Ended up having another sacrifice bunt in the fourth inning as he moved runners over to third base, and another bunt down the first base line to move the runner from first to second. It looks like he might have come up injured on that play. Not really sure, as he was crouching on the first base line, kind of bouncing around. We'll see if he gets out of this game, as it looks like, I'm not sure if it's his leg or his hand over there, but we'll find out in a little while, and we'll see if he's back in center field to start the bottom of the sixth inning. But for now, we have a runner in scoring position with Shower standing on second base after another sacrifice bunt by Perry. That brings up the first baseman, Jess Cartner, to the plate. A long mound visit as Lubach heads on out there to talk to Jones. Pomato. We're back here as John Pomato is taken out of the game through just 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and had one strikeout. Bringing in the designated hitter into pitch now is Trent Hill. He comes in to face Jess Cartner at the plate, deals outside for ball number one. Hill, a lefty here against the lefty Cartner. We'll see. Chris keeps yelling at me that he's a multitasker, so he can hit the ball, he can play the field, and he can pitch. So I'd say it's a multitasker. Yeah. But he throws to 2-0 here on Cartner. Cartner 1 for 3 on the night. He lines one down the left field line into foul territory to bring it to a 2-1 count. Hill's thrown 11 2/3 innings this year for the Mustangs. So he's thrown in 5 games, has a 2-0 record, 13 strikeouts to just 4 walks, and has not allowed a run. So looks to maintain that 0 ERA through the playoffs here. But deals outside there to bring it to a 3-1 count now. Cartner skies one into left field. Sherburne moves over, makes the grab for out number 2 here. So that puts 2 away. Shower's still standing on second with the second baseman Trey Hare coming up to the plate. Hare 1 for 2 on the night. He does have a single back in the 5th. Also reached base on a walk in the 1st inning. So a swing and a miss from Hare brings it to an 0-1 count, still 2 away, and a 4-4 tie here. The top of the 6th inning as Hill delivers, and a foul ball by Hare down the left field line into the concourse area.
Like pandemonium out there.
As there is quite a few kids chasing after that foul ball. As
Where are their parents?
any kid would be lucky to have as a souvenir, a good foul ball from a baseball game. But an 0-2 count on Hare as Hill looks to work out a tiny jam here. Hill delivers high there for ball number 1. So a 1-2 count on Hare. Let's see what Hill does here as he sets and delivers just inside. It looks like it. Hare's trying to sell that as it clipped the leg or clipped his right leg, but umpire not buying that one as Hare still stays in the bat. So a 2-2 count. Umpire talking with him here a little bit.
Like a father scolding his son.
Umpire's not playing any games tonight. We have a full count now on Hare. See if Hill can strike him out, and just missing outside there. So a walk puts runners on first and second now as the third baseman Tony Sandifer coming to the plate.
Now back, the third baseman, Tony Sandifer.
Sandifer 0 for 2 on the night. Did reach base on a walk back in the 3rd inning. Lefty-righty matchup here for Hill. So he hits the outside corner, a good fastball there, a little tailing fastball. Time is called there before the pitch, so keeps it an 0-1 count. There's ball number 1. Sandifer watches it go by. There's strike number 2, hitting the outside corner, brings it to a 1-2 count here on Sandifer. Ground ball down the first base side goes foul. Keeps it at a 1-2 count on Sandifer.
Please go back.
Still 2 away. Runners on first and second as they head back to the bags after the foul ball there.
We have 8 yards.
That one fouled off the helmet there of Lubach, so sure he's shaking up as the umpire giving him a little bit of time walking this new ball out to Hill. That one had to shake up Lubach there a little bit, but he's just standing there waiting for the next pitch, so can imagine how much that would hurt me, but he must be a very tough gentleman.
Ball boy almost took
He's a hockey player.
Ball boy almost hit the third.
So Lubach squats back down behind the dish, and we'll see what Hill can throw here as he sits on a 1-2 count. So the 1-2 pitch inside there brings it to 2-2 on Sandifer. So even count at 2s here. Mustangs have to win this one to be able to play tomorrow. We have a swing and a miss from Sandifer. Sets him down on strikes. The Bombers strand 2 here in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the home half of the inning with a 4-4 tie. Back with you as we head to the home half of the sixth inning. A 4-4 tie here between the Bombers and the Mustangs as we go 9-1-2 for St. Joe as Evan McDonald steps into the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the night, had a single in the fourth inning. You watch his ball number 1 go by low, so a 1-0 count. I said due up after him. We have Lucas Powers at the top of the order, then Kyle Richards in the hole. See what this trio can do as Richards watches ball number 2 go by, so a 2-0 count. Fastball in there for strike number 1. Donald watches strike number 2 go by to even it here at 2s. He keeps the bat on his shoulder yet again, so we have a full count here on McDonald as Perez still throwing for the Bombers. Deals ball number 4, so the leadoff man on for the Mustangs. We head back to the top of the order with Lucas Powers coming up to the plate. Powers heads over to third base coach, Mustangs manager Matthew Johnson out there. Gets a couple words from him. We'll see what Johnson has up his sleeve. Maybe he tries to bunt and move the runner over, play a little small ball here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Where after this one, we just have 3 innings remaining for the Mustangs to try and pull out a win and extend this series to another home game tomorrow night. He does lay down a bunt there down the first base line. That just trickles foul. That one would have stayed fair. You can imagine McDonald, he was all the way at third base already. He might have even scored on that one. They'd have let that one go by. So, fortunately, just went foul for the Mustangs. We have an 0-1 count here on Powers. Powers 1 for 3 so far in this one, had an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. As he looks to lay down a bunt yet again, but pulls back just in time. We have a 1-1 count on Powers now. Powers looked to lay down a bunt again, but pulled back. Ended up being still a strike call, so a 1-2 count on Powers now, and we'll see if he can choke up a little bit and drive one into the outfield for a single and advance McDonald around the bases. Powers watches ball number 2 just outside to even it here at 2s. Powers drives one into center field. Center fielder Perry moving in, makes the grab for out number 1. McDonald unable to advance on a shallow fly ball there, so he stays at first base. That brings up the center fielder for the Mustangs, Kyle Richards, to the plate. Richards up 0 for 3 so far in this one with a couple of strikeouts tonight. So he watches strike number 1 go by. Richards tries to check his swing. He says, the home plate umpire says he went around on that one, so an 0-2 count on him now. So he looks to avoid the hat trick here tonight. He's got 2 strikeouts already. As backs off the mound a little bit here. Takes a little time before this next one. As we get ready for the 0-2 pitch. A fastball hitting the outside corner. For number 3, Richards strikes out looking here for his 3rd of the game. And that brings up the designated hitter in quotes because he is the pitcher in the game now for the Mustangs. That brings up the pitcher for the Mustangs, Trent Hill, to the plate. Hill 1 for 3 on the night, had a single in the 5th inning, ended up coming around to score on a Tanner Lubach single. The big swing and a miss there for strike number 1. Perez checks Arnold over there at first base, but back in time is McDonald. So nothing happening with that one. There's a high one there. Bring it to a 1-1 count on Hill. See if Hill can't poke one to the outfield, maybe advance McDonald to first, but to the shortstop and just past the first baseman on a bad throw by the shortstop Showers. McDonald coming all the way around to third base on the play. It seemed like a routine ground ball out there, but nothing really routine here in the MINK League as we have another error this season for Showers and ends up throwing that one away to put runners on the corners with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. That's what Joe Corper can do as he steps into the box. Corper 3 for 3 so far in this one. Got 2 singles and a double. No RBIs, no runs scored for him, but a great chance for him to drive in his first of the game with McDonald standing out there on third base. We'll see if the Bombers can get out of a jam here in the bottom of the 6th. Perez deals with a line drive right back up the middle. McDonald comes in to score. The go-ahead run for the Mustangs. Corper stepped up, knew what he was looking for, and drove it right back up the middle to put the Mustangs ahead for the first time in this ball game as they take a 5-4 lead. Runners on first and second now as Tanner Lubach steps up to the plate. Trent Hill stood in this exact same position in the 5th inning as he stands on second base, and Lubach came up to drive him in with a single to tie the game. Looking for more of the same as Mustangs may need some insurance run going ahead in this game. But a swing and a miss there from Lubach. So 0-1 count on him. As Perez hits the outside corner, brings it to an 0-2 count now. See what Perez throws here. Might be a little off-speed pitch to Lubach. Looks a bit of a curveball, and Lubach gets out in front of it and fouls it off down the third base line to keep it at an 0-2 count. Still an 0-2 count on Lubach. We'll see what Perez does against him here. He deals a big breaker high there. Bring it to a 1-2 count. Lubach not afraid to wait for his pitch, as he's shown in his short stint here with the Mustangs this season. Definitely waits back on that one, ends up a little late on it, driving into right field and into the concourse area to keep it at a 1-2 count. Taking a little bit of time before this next pitch as Perez now steps back onto the mound. Ready to deal the 1-2 here to Lubach. Throws a ground ball right back up the middle. Shortstop Showers, moves over, flips it over to Hare covering second. Out at second base is Corper for the final out here in the inning, but the Mustangs able to plate one and take the lead 5-4 as we head to the 7th inning. Back with you as we head to the 7th inning. Mustangs up 5-4 as they plated one there in the bottom half of the 6th. The catcher Alex B at the plate. Trent Hill still on the mound for the Mustangs. He deals a strike in there to bring it to a 1-1 count. B 2 for 3 on the night. He's got a couple singles and a strikeout so far on this one. Looks to lay down a bunt, but ends up fouling it back to bring it to a 1-2 count. Plenty of fans still in the stands here at Phil Welch Stadium as we head into the later innings here tonight. Matters the Mustangs win this one. This is just a small portion of what the crowd will be like on a Friday night for a MINK League championship game here at Phil Welch as B strikes out there. for the first out here in the inning. His second strikeout of the game. That brings up the left fielder Hunter Leeper to the plate. Leeper 0 for 3 on the night. He's got a couple flyouts and a ground out so far in this one. Imagine, sure, the fans looking for him to strike out here in this one, as we might have 100 free tacos for 100 lucky fans. If Leeper strikes out, as he watches strike one hit the outside corner, brings it to a 1-1 count. Hill deals outside there, brings it to a 2-1 count. I said earlier, the Mustangs need a win here tonight to advance this series to tomorrow night. Hill knocks it down off his glove over to first base, not in time, as Leeper is safe at first base. Hill tried to make a good play on that one, unfortunately unable to, as he knocked it down off his glove, and the throw was not in time. So Leeper at first, with Jordan Day now coming up to the plate. Day 2 for 2 so far tonight. He's reached base in all 3 plate appearances he's had so far. 2 singles and a walk in this one. We'll see if the Mustangs can finally retire him here tonight, as Hill deals hitting the outside corner, bring it to an 0-2 count. Hill deals high on that one to bring it to a 1-2 count. Still one away here. See if Hill can induce a ground ball double play here to end this inning. Runner takes off for second base, and Day skies one down the line. Ends up hitting the roof above the stadium here to keep the count at 1-2. So the count's still 1-2. Hill delivers outside there, brings it to a 2-2 count. A swing and a miss from Day sets him down on strikes for the second out here in the inning. Hill's second strikeout of this inning as well, and that brings up the designated hitter Jonathan Ramon to the plate. Ramon 0 for 2 so far in this one. He reached base after being hit by a pitch in the 4th inning.
That's awesome. Good stuff, Chris. Thank you for what tweeting.
Let's see what Hill can do against him here. The ground ball over to Powers at second, on over to Corporate first for the final out in the inning. We head to the 7th inning stretch. Mustangs up 5-4. Back with you here as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Mustangs up 5-4 in this one. As Mike Sherburne comes up to the plate, he is 1 for 3 so far in this one. It's a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. Bombers still throwing out Sam Perez on the hill. Perez deals on the 0-1 count, a curveball just missing. So a 1-1 count still for Sherburne. We'll see what Perez decides to do here. Another breaking ball hitting the outside corner brings it to a 1-2 count. Sherburne looking to avoid his 2nd strikeout of the night. As he does not do that, and a big swing and a miss there from him. Sets him down on strikes. That brings up the shortstop Brandon Husky to the plate. Husky has 3 plate appearances, only 1 recorded at bat, and he ended up grounding out to the 2nd baseman Trey Hare on that one. He's reached base on a walk and a hit by pitch in this one. There's a ball in the dirt, so a 1-0 count on Husky.
Samson and left. Can you tweet that out?
The line drive into left center field by Husky. Over, and the left fielder does not make the grab. Wow, looked like he had it from up here, but unfortunately he dropped it out there in left center. Kind of rolled over on it, so Husky reaches 2nd base on that double there. That puts a runner in scoring position for the Mustangs here as Zach Johnson comes up to the plate. Johnson 0 for 2 on the night. He reached base, had an RBI when he got hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. He drove in a run, kind of drove in quotes, I guess, as he was hit by that pitch and the bases loaded, so somebody came home to score, so he has an RBI on the night. As he lines one down the 3rd base line, past the diving 3rd baseman, Husky rounding 3rd and stays put there at 3rd base. Took a hard turn around 3rd, but didn't do anything after that, and he ends up runners on the corners as the 3rd baseman, Evan McDonald, comes to the plate, and I imagine this is the day for Sam Perez. He's thrown 128 pitches in this one through 6 1/3 innings, so looks like there is some motion out there in the bullpen for the Bombers. See, we do have a pitching change coming in, so Sam Perez is done. We'll get that new pitcher for you when we come back here, bottom of the 7th, and a 5-4 game. Mustangs ahead. Back with you after that pitching change. Sam Perez is done. He went 6 1/3. Allowed 12 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts on the night. He leaves at this, or he's still responsible for the runners on the corners in this one. And then to pitch for the Bombers so far for this inning here is number 30, Brett Thomas.
Yes. Sources have confirmed.
Just have to double check with Chris. McDonald lays down a bunch of first baseman. And not in time as the first baseman scoops it up onto the catcher, Alex B. behind the plate. But not in time as Husky comes in to score the 6th run of the game for the Mustangs. They take a 6-4 lead here. A good bunt there, a little safety squeeze. We saw it early in the game from the Bombers, I believe back in the 2nd inning. Now we see it for the Mustangs here in the 7th inning. A little safety squeeze, a hard bunt down the first base line. That runner booking it from third base on to score the home. So we got runners on first and second now. As we head back to the top of the lineup with Lucas Powers coming up to the plate. As Thomas deals low there.
That's a 6 for 6 night with the Buffalo Wild Wings. You get 6 free bonus rates with the purchase of 6. Only your 6 chips at Buffalo Wild Wings, just free ticket stuff.
As Thomas deals low again, so a 2-1 count now on Powers. Powers 1 for 4 so far in this one, has a RBI on that one hit that he had back in the 2nd inning. Drove in the 3rd run of the game for the Mustangs. At that point in time, it was the tying run, and now a little more action has happened as Mustangs have scored 3 more. The Bombers only 1 more, so they trail the Mustangs 6-4 so far in this one. A 2-2 count here on Powers now. As Thomas deals and Powers bloops one into right field. Right fielder Day moves in, makes the grab for the 2nd out here in the inning. We go to the 2-hole hitter now. Kyle Richards coming up to the plate. Richards had struggled mightily so far at the plate today. He is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in this one. So looking to get something going here, maybe keep the Mustangs inning alive. He looks to break this little slump he's hit or swung through, I guess, in this game. As Thomas deals in the dirt there, brings it to a 1-0 count. Fortunately, B able to keep that one in front of him, so the runners stay put at first and second. As we have Zach Johnson on second there, Evan McDonald on first. I said Kyle Richards at the plate. Watches strike number 1 go by, so a 1-1 count on him. There's low in the dirt there, so a 2-1 count on Richards. So a 3-1 count on Richards. 2 away here, bottom of the 7th. Mustangs plated 1 so far in this inning, take a 6-4 lead, and we'll see they do here as Richards tried to check his swing as the umpire calls that one a strike regardless. And we have a 3-2 count now. As Thomas deals and the line drive into left field, left fielder moving in, makes the grab, does Leaper. So the final out in the inning is recorded. Mustangs strand 2 runners on base, but they were able to plate 1 in this inning. So we head to the top of the 8th inning. Mustangs up 6-4. Back with you as we head into the 8th inning here at Phil Welsh Stadium. Mustangs up 6-4 in this one. The 9-hole hitter Shane Showers comes to the plate for the Bombers. A swing and a miss from Showers puts them in a hole early here, 0-1. Trent Hill still on the mound for the Mustangs. He's gone 1 2/3 with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He looks for his 4th of the game here against Showers as he sits on an 0-2 count. Hill deals high there, brings it to a 1-2 count. Hill throws outside, brings it to 2-2 now. Mustangs just 6 outs away from forcing a Game 3 here in the championship series. And a swing and a miss from Showers puts the Mustangs 5 outs away now. As that was Trent Hill's 4th of the night, and we go back to the top of the lineup for the Bombers. Jared Perry coming up to the plate. Perry just 0 for 1 on the night. And that was back in the 1st inning when he flew out to the left fielder Mike Sherburne. But after that has had 3 plate appearances and 3 sacrifice bunts in each one of those. And we'll see what he does here. Obviously can't sacrifice, but a little line drive over to second baseman Powers. He snags it on over to Corpert first for the 2nd out here in the inning. And that brings up Jess Kartner, the Bombers' first baseman, to the plate. Kartner 1 for 4 on the night, and that 1 hit just coming back in the 1st inning. He singled, ended up coming around to score in that one. Hill deals hitting the outside corner, and a nice tailing fastball brings to an 0-1 count. Line drive into left field. Sherburne pretty much stays put out there as he makes the grab for the final out here in the inning. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Mustangs still with that 6-4 lead. Back with you as we head to the bottom half of the 8th here. Mustangs with that 6-4 lead still as Trent Hill, the designated hitter at the beginning of the game, now pitcher for the Mustangs, comes to the plate. You watched ball number 1 go by, so 1-0 count. Now ball number 2 for a 2-0 count. Hill is 1 for 4 tonight, reached base on that single back in the 5th inning, ended up coming around to score, and also reached on an error by the shortstop Shane Showers back in the 6th inning. So he watches ball number 4 go by for a walk to lead off the inning, put the leadoff runner on for the Mustangs. Now the first baseman for the Mustangs, Joe Corper, comes up to the plate. Corper 4 for 4 so far in this one. Got 3 singles, a double. One of those singles drove in Evan McDonald for the go-ahead run here in this one. We have a short meeting at the mound here as V goes out to talk to Thomas. Thomas set to deliver here. Deals outside, brings to a 1-0 count. Corper watches strike number 1 go by, so a 1-0 count. After the Mustangs go down this inning, they will be just 3 outs away from forcing that game 3 tomorrow. Well, imagine the kind of crowd support they'll get tomorrow night here at Phil Welch Stadium.
Probably quite a bit.
A Friday night deciding game. And a line drive into right center field, falls in there for a hit. Hill was held up between first and second, didn't know if that one was going to fall, so he only gets as far as second base. Corper now goes 5 for 5 on the night. The catcher Tanner Lubach now steps up to the plate. Runners on first and second. Lubach 1 for 4 on the night. He's grounded into a couple fielders' choices so far in this one. But also had that RBI single back in the 5th inning. See if he can't deliver yet again for the Mustangs. As he looks to lay down a bunt, ends up fouling it back to the netting here. So an 0-1 count on Lubach. As Thomas deals in the dirt, brings it to a 1-1 count. Still a 1-1 count on Lubach. Guess we're waiting on some baseballs to get to the umpire there. Ball to the third baseman, able to tag out Hill running from second to third, but not in time over to first. So runner still on first and second as Lubach grounds into another fielder's choice here tonight. That brings up the left fielder, Mike Sherburne, to the plate. Sherburne 1 for 4 on the night with a couple strikeouts in this one. So he watches strike number 1 go by, so an 0-1 count on him. Drives one into the outfield. And Perry moves in, makes the grab for out number 2. So still 2 on here as the runners don't advance. So first and second for the Mustangs. As shortstop Brandon Husky now comes up to the plate. Husky lines one into left field, and that falls foul. Yes, the umpire holding up his hands. He said that fell just outside the fair territory here at Phil Welsh Stadium. So we still have runners on first and second. A 1-1 count on Husky. Still 2 away. As Husky stands in there, Thomas throws another ball in there, so a 2-1 count. I said Husky 1 for 2 so far, and this one also reached base on a walk and hit by pitch. So he's been on base 3 times tonight. He looks for his 4th time getting on there, and a 3-1 count, so just 1 ball away from doing it. As he hits a strike on the outside corner to bring it to a full count at 3-2. As Thomas deals ball 4 in there for Husky to take a jog on down to first base and load the bases here. With 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that brings up the right fielder, Zach Johnson, to the plate. Johnson 1 for 3 so far in this one. Does have 1 RBI when he got hit by a pitch with the bases loaded back in the 2nd inning. Ended up driving in the tying run at that time. So we'll see what he can do here as he watches ball number 1 go by. So 1-0 count. Johnson has a slow roller right back out the middle. Pitcher grabs it, tosses to the first baseman for the final out here in the inning. The Mustangs head to the top of the 9th up 6-4 after they stray on 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Back with you as we head to the top of the 9th inning with second baseman Trey Hare coming up to the plate. Mustangs just 3 outs away from closing out this victory and forcing a Game 3 here at Phil Welch Stadium tomorrow night. As Hill deals strike number 1, hitting the outside corner. Hare 1 for 2 so far on this one. Also reached base a couple times on a walk in the first and sixth innings. So they're on base 3 times in this one, and we'll see if can't make it a fourth. If the Mustangs can just hold them to 3, I don't know. So we have a 1-1 count. Hill deals in a high chopper to Husky at shortstop. Takes on a bounce over to first, and out at first is the call for the first out of the inning here. That brings up the third baseman, Tony Sandifer, to the plate. Sandifer 0 for 3 so far in this one. Only time he's reached base twice. He has a walk and reach on a fielder's choice. Ended up coming around to score the second run of the game back in the first inning for the Bombers. See if Hill can't put him away here, but deals ball number 1, just missing outside. Hill just missing there for ball number 2. Finally hits the outside corner. A good breaking piece there for strike number 1. So a 2-1 count here on Sandifer. Fouls one back to the fence to even the count here at 2s. We'll see what Hill can do against Sandifer. Sandifer fouls another one back to keep it at a 2-2 count. Still 1 away here. Mustangs just 2 outs away from clinching this victory. Hill looks in, throws just outside, brings it to a 3-2 count. Now full it is. Delivers a ground ball down the right side. Corper fields it, steps on first for the second out here in the inning. That brings up the catcher, Alex B, to the plate. He is 2 for 4 so far in this one. Couple singles and a couple strikeouts on the night for him. Seems like this at-bat is either going to go one of 2 ways for Alex B. It's either going to be a single or a strikeout, as it has been all night.
73 viewers for
Hill deals ball 1, so 1-0 count. Mustangs 1 out away from clinching this here tonight. Fly ball down the left field line, and just foul it goes, so a 1-1 count now on B. Hill delivers, a little chopper up the first base line goes foul, so a 1-2 count now on B. The Mustangs just 1 strike away now from closing this out and forcing that game 3. Hill now set to deliver here. Just missing on that one, a little bit low. I believe that brings it to a full count at 3-2. We'll see what happens here as Hill delivers a 3-2 right back up the middle. Hill snags it and tosses it on to Corper at first for the final out here in the game. The Mustangs take home a 6-4 victory in this one, tie this series up at 1-1. We'll be back for a deciding game tomorrow night here at Phil Welch Stadium. Mustangs score 6 runs on 13 hits, no errors. The Bombers come out with 4 runs on 9 hits, end up having a few errors here so far. So in this one, the Mustangs will be back here at Phil Welch Stadium for a deciding Game 3 against the Sedalia Bombers in this MINK League Championship Series. As they take home that 6-4 victory tonight. We'll stick around and see who the Eagle Radio player of the game is for this one. I believe it's going to be Joe Corper, as he went 5 for 5 in this one. Ended up driving in that winning run back in the 5th inning, I believe. Eagle Radio player of the game is Joe Corper here in this one as the Mustangs take home a 6-4 victory. They force that deciding Game 3 here at Phil Welch Stadium tomorrow night. We'll see, hopefully, if you can't make it out to the stadium for that deciding game, hopefully you join us right here on YouTube as myself, Red Tracy, bringing you the call. Chris Roush will be back on the camera. And we'll see you on YouTube tomorrow night. And if everyone has a great night and stay safe.